Hi guys, and welcome to this is me, Sherelle H, and this is Sherelle's Healing Conversations. And I want to really get into the episode on why we need healing conversations, and why healing is so important, and why people don't realize the importance of healing. Healing conversations, what it means to me is it's really about healing that inner little girl or little boy in you. To me, healing is so important. So many people don't heal, and then they wonder why a lot of things in their life are not going the way they're supposed to go, or they wonder why it's something in them going on and they can't figure it out. And a lot of times it's because we've chosen not to heal. Healing means, digging deep into our past, digging deep into who we are as humans, and really choosing to love ourselves and put ourselves first. Healing means choosing to let go of what was and move into the present. And it really means to sit with yourself. For me, the biggest thing about healing is sitting with yourself, being alone and learning to love yourself and validate yourself and put yourself first. And so many people skip that part, because I've tried to skip it a million times, of course, because I chose not to want to heal until recently. A year ago, I said, it's time for me to heal. And I've been in this healing journey ever since. And to me, these conversations need to be had. We need to have these conversations where we talk about healing, where we talk about growth, where we talk about things that have happened to us and how we grew from those situations. We need to talk about the things that we have dug deep down inside of us, and we're scared to pull it out because we're scared our families will judge us, we're scared our friends will judge us, or we're scared that people are going to look at us and go, oh my God, this is really who she is, or what she went through. Who is that? I don't know that girl. People, we worry a lot about what everyone's going to think. And for so long, I buried everything inside of me, and I didn't talk about it, and I covered it up, and I had all these wounds on me. I had so many wounds on my arms. And I always say that because it's like when you're trying to heal. An example I tell my therapist is, it's like putting a Band-Aid on your arm. You cut your arm and you put a Band-Aid on it. And usually when you put a Band-Aid on your arm, you got to take it off at some point for the wound to heal, right, and get air to it. And for me, it was like, instead of taking my Band-Aids off, I was just letting wounds be all over my arms and everywhere. And I was just covering the Band-Aids, but I was never taking the Band-Aid off to let the wound heal. And so that led to me being in and out of bad relationships. It led to me being in bad friendships, led to me making bad decisions and doing things that I wouldn't have done had I been healed. And I think, to me, healing conversations just really means talking about these things. Let's talk about it. Let's not cover it up anymore. Let's not hide it. Let's not put it under the rug. Let's speak on it, and let's address it, and let's help other people who may be healing but think that they're alone or something, or think that no one cares, because you're not. And so that's what healing conversations means to me, having those soft conversations that might make you cry sometimes, or might make you sad or happy or whatever, but show all those emotions and don't be scared to let them out. Heal, talk about it, vent about it, breathe about it, and just let it be. So that kind of ties into why I chose to create this podcast. I really just wanted to connect with other women, or it's not even just made for women. It's just made for anyone out there who's healing, anyone out there who feels lost, like they don't have anybody. And I wanted to have these tough conversations because I feel like they're needed. I knew there was other people out here in the world who just feel like they can't talk about certain topics, or they're scared to say certain things because they're worried about what everybody's going to think about them, or what they're going to say about them. And I feel like in creating this podcast, it was a way to tell my story, but also let other people tell their stories as well. And people listening know that you're not alone, that you have somebody in this with you. And to me, that was important. I knew that in 2026 that I really wanted to take my mental health so serious. And I knew that I wanted to help others who were struggling with the same things as me. And I knew that it was important for me to talk about the things that I had buried deep inside of me, and have other people hear my stories, but also share their stories, and just talk about things that a lot of us don't talk about every day. So for me, it was important to create this podcast, to have that voice, be my voice. Even if you can't use your voice, I can use my voice for you. But it's important to me to have the conversation to help other people. And I always tell people, it's bigger than me. Healing conversations is bigger than me. It's about other people as well who are trying to heal. So this is a healing place. This is a place where we might cry, we might laugh, we might have a funny moment, we might have a sad moment, we might feel angry, we might feel all these different emotions, but at least we're feeling and we're talking about it and we're healing. And that's the purpose of the podcast. A lot of things on here we'll talk about. We'll have a lot of stories that we'll talk about. I will tell a lot of story times on my end a lot of I have so many story times, y'all. Y'all gonna laugh at me probably, but I have 1,000 story times I'm gonna share with y'all on here. We're gonna talk about a lot of topics from relationships to friendships, to just all kinds of topics will be touched throughout this podcast. We're gonna talk about, you know, being the best versions of ourselves and talk about the things that we bury deep. Um, we're gonna talk about the steps it takes to heal, how to heal and where to heal. And, we're going to talk about the kind of therapy you might need to heal. But we're going to cross every healing topic that you can think of known to me. And we're going to talk about it on here, and we're not going to be ashamed of it. And we're going to put it out there. And it's really important that we talk about these things. And like I said, you might cry on here. You might get emotional listening to something. You might get angry. You might get sad, but at least you feel something. You might get happy, because that's the goal that I want to reach. I want everyone to feel something and know they're not alone. That is the goal. I'm putting my arms around you, giving you the biggest hug. That's what this Healing Conversations podcast is about. And so we're all going to be touching a lot of topics in regards to healing. Like I said, we're going to talk about what it means, what it means to start over, creating safe spaces. It's just going to be a bunch of conversations that we're going to have and things that you can do as you try to heal. So it's just going to be an amazing podcast for all. And I hope a lot of people like it and they tune in to listen, because it's going to be a lot of growth coming from this podcast, not just for me, but for you as well. I hope, because I'm growing through you guys as well. And you guys are helping me heal as I share my journey on here with you guys. And so I think it's so important to talk about these things that, again, we've tried to bury underneath the ground and not talk about. So it's gonna be heavy sometimes on here, y'all, and sometimes it won't be so heavy. But I promise you, one thing you will do on here when you leave from these episodes, I think hopefully you leave here with a full heart, a full mind, and you know where you want to go in your life once you listen to an episode, and you'll know like what's next for you and where you want to go. And I am still healing, you guys. And that's why I wanted to create this podcast, because I'm healing as I talk to you guys. I'm healing, and I want to share my experiences with you and where I'm going and what's next for me. And I think that's the beauty of it all. We're all going to be healing together, but we're going to enjoy it and we're going to love it and we're going to have fun with it. And you'll gain a lot of perspective from it. Hopefully, like I said, you'll gain hope, you'll gain love, you'll gain trust, you'll gain confidence. You'll know what directions to take in your life, hopefully, and you'll learn something from me, I hope, because that's really the goal of it all, is to learn something from each other and to take what we learn and pass it on into our lives as we continue to grow. So you're always going to feel, I want y'all to feel loved when y'all come listen to my episodes. I want you to feel loved. I want you to feel whole. I want you to understand the purpose of why I made this podcast. And you really can just gain perspective, and you can gain tips and things that you can do to learn how to heal. That's really the biggest thing that I hope everyone takes away from this, because that is the goal. We're healing together. And there is no set date of healing. You can heal I don't want to say next week. That's a stretch. Healing could take years, you guys. Some people heal quicker than others, but don't try to rush it. Just take your time and sit in it as long as you need to. And so that's the point of healing. We're going to sit in these emotions. We're going to talk about these things, and you're going to gain some clarity, hopefully, and perspectives that you can take with you. So welcome to Healing Conversations, Talk with Sherelle. You guys, I'm excited. I cannot wait to push out these episodes. I cannot wait to get to know you guys and continue on. And I promise the next episode will be a little bit longer, but this is just like an introduction, you guys, and I'm super excited. And tune in for more episodes about healing, because I can't wait to talk to you guys again.